We're delighted to have with us today Sergeant John Nebl, who is with the Schaumburg Police Department. And John, you've been with the police force for many years.
22.
22 years, and amongst your many, many duties, you have some new technology that you're trained in, and I know you're going to be training some others of your officers. Tell us a little bit about this technology and specifically what it's used for.
Well, we have a lot of great programs at the department, but this one I'm really very excited about because hopefully we never have to use it, but if we do, hopefully we'll save some lives. And it's a program called CareTrack, and it's specifically designed to help find special needs residents that may wander from their homes, people with autism spectrum disorder, Alzheimer's disease, things along those lines, where they may wander from their homes and not have the ability to tell people who they are or where they live. So with this equipment, we should be able to find them quickly.
Now, they need to be also equipped for that occasion. I mean, it's just not for finding anybody. Right.
And there's a screening process. They have to have a doctor's certification that they have specific conditions. And another condition that we request as part of the program is that they have what's considered a 24-hour caregiver. Now, that doesn't mean that they have somebody with them every minute of the day, but it's not somebody that can be left home alone for 4 or 5 hours. Because again, the idea is if they're home with somebody in the house, and all of a sudden 5 minutes later you realize that they're out the door and they're missing, that quick call to us helps locate them. So if there's families in town that do believe that they have family members that meet the criteria, if they contact us, we go through the screening process, and if they do meet the criteria, the family could purchase a transmitter. And this is what the person would wear. It could go on the ankle, it could go on the wrist, and that's what you were talking about that they need to have. It's a radio transmitter, and we have the equipment that can then let us locate the individuals.
And that's really very non-invasive. I mean, it's
like
a wristwatch.
Yeah, it's just slightly bigger than your average wristwatch.
So then the caregiver makes sure that their charge has that on them. And then let's say they do notice that they're not where they're supposed to be, and then they call you. Right,
yeah, they would be registered with us. The families would purchase the transmitter, they'd be registered with us. We'd have all the information at dispatch, so if the special needs person is missing, we would automatically be able to send officers to the station to pick up our tracking equipment and get it out to where they were last seen so we could start a track immediately from where they were at.
And how does that work?
It's a radio signal, and we have 2 sets of the equipment that we have sitting right here. This is a receiver unit, and this is a directional antenna. So if we're using this antenna, if we wave it by the transmitter, it makes a strong signal. As soon as we bring it away from the transmitter, the signal decreases. So it shows the direction it's coming from.
Oh, that being the transmitter.
Right. So if we had this turned on right now and hooked up, you would see the signal on this unit change as I moved away from the transmitter, so that way we would know what direction it was coming from. So if it was immediately missing, we could deploy on foot with this. If we didn't pick up a signal, we have another non-directional antenna we could put on a squad car. Then we could doing circles in the area until we get a ping. Once we get the ping on it, then we could deploy on foot, and we could then better directionally track it. Obviously, we haven't used this yet, but CareTrack International has about 2,000 successful recoveries, and the average time is about 30 minutes.
Wow.
So
isn't that tremendous?
Yeah, it's a very cool program. These have about a 1-mile range in transmitting. So if we're having some difficulty even picking up with a squad car, we can go airborne with a helicopter or fixed-wing aircraft, and we could check a bigger area. And again, once we start honing in on an area, we could put units on the ground with this equipment and find them at that point.
Wow, that's tremendous. And this is all very new to the department.
Right. We just purchased this about 2 months ago, and it all came because of one of our residents. Jill Kelly is a local mom and has a son who has autism, and he does have a tendency to what's called bolt, get out of the house and take off running. And she heard about this in Naperville and called Chief of Police Brian Howard, and we started looking at it and said this is a fantastic program, but unfortunately in the current economic conditions, budgets as they are, we had to look for some funding. And we were very fortunate. We were able to get some money from, partial money from a federal grant that was available. And the remainder came from donations from our police officers, from our police unions, as well as our Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association. So it's really heartening not only to be able to get this program up and running in short order, but to do it with minimal to no impact to the village budget, and with backing of our police officers. So it's another cool aspect.
And
of this.
How many people in the village of Schaumburg do you figure that this could benefit? Do you have any idea?
Not sure really. I'm using Naperville as a benchmark. They're obviously a little bit bigger than us, but I believe they have about 25, 26 clients currently registered. We are doing a lot of outreach, obviously, with your assistance here on the program. The Daily Herald, the Village's Cracker Barrel, things like that.
And you had a very nice picture on the front cover.
My mom enjoyed it as well. And we're trying to get the word out so that way families in town that feel that this would benefit them, they can contact us at the police department.
Great. Are you working with Friendship Village or Lexington?
We are going to be. The first thing that we want to do is obviously get this program up and running. This month I'm training officers on all 3 shifts. We want to have about a minimum of 6 to 8 officers per shift trained, so that way we always have a couple of officers on duty, because we don't want to roll it out and not be able to find somebody.
Right.
But we should have the training completed probably pretty close to the time that this program airs, and then we already have 4 families that have contacted us. We're going to get them set, and then we will definitely be reaching out to Friendship Village, Lexington, Greencastle, Sunrise. We do a lot of work with the seniors in town, so we will be reaching out to all of them. We've already met with the Schaumburg chapter of the Autism Support Group, so we're reaching out as much as we can to let people know that we'll have this available.
So really, there is no limit to the number of people that could have a transmitter? For
us, no, not at all. I mean, there's no additional cost to the police department. The cost to the family is about $250 for the transmitter. We are working with some groups in the area to see if we can maybe get some donations, so that way we can try to either reduce the cost a little bit, or maybe offer a scholarship to a family that is having some difficult financial times. But it's a $250 cost for the transmitter, and about $10 a month to change the battery and the wristband.
And that's it. And so
that's it.
There's no other, once they're registered and they have passed your criteria, then that's it.
Then we're good to go.
Wow.
Hopefully we never have to use it, but if we do, I'm very confident that we should be able to find people in short order, hopefully. And that's the key, because the longer somebody's missing, the better the chances that they'll become injured, ill, things along those lines, especially during the winter times. You have hypothermia, but during the summer you have to worry about dehydration, and often folks of these medical needs have other medical conditions where
that need medications.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so time is of the essence when we have a missing person.